that the real estate sector, like others, has seen the impact of rising interest rates, cost inflation and reduced buying power over the 2 years, but has managed to hold on strong significantly. CNBC Africa's Ridhima Shukla spoke to Ruben Kimani, the CEO of Username Investments, to learn about the current status of the sector's performance and how to be smart about investing in it. Take a look.
The current state, despite the rising interest rates and inflation, is that the market is expected to grow nevertheless. According to some statistics from Knight Frank, it's expected to grow at 5.88%. This tells you that the real estate market, especially in Africa and in Kenya, is very resilient. And I'll tell you this because every business, including real estate market, they try to address a certain need. In Kenya, for example, this is about affordable housing. We have a huge shortage of housing in the country. And of course, this is because of fundamental factors like population growth, urbanization. And if you look at the World Bank, they say by 2050, half of the population will be living in urban centers. This is in Africa. That put a lot of strain on existing resources. People want to live in the city, especially where I come from. There's a lot of people who go to college in their thousands, not millions. They want to live in town. So that creates a serious demand. And despite the economy maybe not doing very well, you will find that the market keeps growing. So real estate is resilient, especially in Kenya. And the current state of affairs is not like so bad, especially in the affordable real estate space. And this one I expected to keep growing nevertheless.
Oh, very interesting. Considering that it's still growing and you're expecting it for it to keep growing, what about the impact of cost inflation on critical inputs of construction? How are they impacting the pricing at the moment in the sector, whether it is buying or renting?
I think I'll address it from for real estate, we have different segments. We have the high end, the middle income, and the affordable low end kind of housing. Even for land, because there's a lot of business about land in the country. If you look at the very high end, inflation, of course, that is where the effect is felt most, if you are to ask me. We deal with affordable properties in our business Username Investment. And I can tell you, because of the huge demand, this is a need. Housing is a basic need all over the world. You'll find that even in the midst of inflation, meaning the prices of goods keep going up, people have to find a bit of coin here and there in their income, in their budget, to cater for housing. And this is affordable housing. For the very high end, because most people are investors in that segment, you'll find that these people are affected, and there's a slump, even in the commercial office space and even in the retail space, because this is categorized as a bit high end in nature. You'll find that there's a slump on that end. So fiscal inflation causes a slump, but not in the low end affordable market.
All right. And what can you tell us about the impact of new policy developments that have happened in the housing, especially affordable housing section in Kenya? How has that impacted the sector?
There are two ways to look at it. The government has been very keen in the previous regime, which ended, I think, last year. They have been very keen about affordable housing. So they have brought out a few policies here and there to encourage people to build, especially developers, to build affordable housing. But on the other side, you'll find that there's serious tax regimes. One of the things that, of course, we have an association for real estate, and one of the challenges is about something like capital gains, which tripled from 5% to 15%. Some of these policies, some of them are geared to ensure that you provide this housing as a developer. But some of them, of course, are slowing us down. But you'll find that there's also release for maybe first-time homeowners who are buying mortgages and stuff like that. For me, that is good. So if you look at it from both sides, you'll find that there's a positive and there's a negative. The overall effect, if you ask me, because most of the housing is not provided by government. Government in Kenya has been trying to build these houses. It is provided by private sector. And if the private sector is affected, it's usually a slowdown. You find the number of houses that are built per year, which is partly 50,000 Kenya, cannot be able to increase, and that's what the government wants. So, in terms of the overall effect, you find we are still not yet there, and I think maybe there is a problem not just for Kenya as a country. Find most countries in Africa grappling with the affordable housing challenges. So the policy in overall, I would say we still have a long way to go because they are affecting capability of the private sector to build these homes, these affordable homes.
Right. So beyond affordable housing, you say that the sector is going to see growth, going to progress the way it is at the moment. So what would you be advising those who are looking to make money off this sector? What investment advice would you have?
If you look at our country, for example, I think I would look at the commercial space. This is a place where personally I would not advise an investor to venture into office space at the moment, because you'll find that those who are selling offices, some of them have stayed with these assets or these terms of these are stock if you're in business. They have stayed with them for a long time, and some of them are trying to find new ways of spaces. You find that some of them are doing garages. These are co-working spaces. So are always finding for new ways to use these spaces. So if you are doing a very high-end kind of office space, I would advise that you have to go for something that has not been done before for you to attract the few clients who are there. Of course, also because of digitization, COVID, people have been working from home as you'd expect. So you'll find that there is no huge demand for these spaces. In terms of locations, and this is very important, the best places, especially in our country, in Kenya, to invest in real estate are places that are coming up. Why? Because these are places where you can find properties at way lower prices. You find that these are satellite towns, and most of them are residential spots. You're talking about areas like Ngong in Kenya, areas like Mombasa Road, areas like very populated somewhere called Ruai, and this is Kagudo Road. Those are places where the biggest game can be found. For office space, I'm very clear. You have to provide something that is out of this world, maybe class A kind of buildings where you can attract clientele, but normal kind of offices are not going to do it. For retail space, as I conclude, I think we have had so many malls in Kenya. They are coming up every single day. The only success malls with 100% occupancy are those in places that are a bit high end. If you are doing a mall, I think you need to be careful about the population that is going to shop there. There are malls clearly, from our analysis, we can tell they are struggling because they are located in places where the population has low purchasing capability. So for those who would like to do more, I think they must be located in places with estates that have high purchase capability.